What it do, little baby? We back again
Yes, sir.
with some old and familiar looks. You hear me?
Little pot from home vibes.
Doing a little WFH vibes. You know what I'm saying? Do it. Let's just zoom it today, buddy.
Yeah, for real. I
But
mean,
yeah,
the other
man.
format doesn't mean the other format's stopping. Just
Yeah, facts, man. You know, just a very busy time right now. Wanted to definitely get this. There's a lot of information and things going on out there in the world that the Grounder Show gonna tackle, man,
yes,
because
sir.
it's a lot of good juicy stories, hey yo. But man, the first thing that we gonna start with this week is Michael Jordan becoming a
Hey,
special contributor to NBC's coverage of the NBA.
what does that mean, though?
So basically, they haven't necessarily specified exactly what he's going to do, but basically, they're saying that when NBC takes over the regular season broadcast, which they haven't done in a while, they used to broadcast games from 1990 to 2002, and then the rights or whatever, they haven't done it in a long time. So the coverage is going to start again in the fall, and they're going to have Jordan as part of the crew. Basically, they haven't really announced what he's doing specifically. He's just being called a special contributor. It's unclear what it means. It's unclear how many times he's going to be on or what he's going to do. But obviously, it's a big announcement. Even just having Jordan be a part of it in any kind of way, it's kind of like it kind of even made me think of how people were kind of confused / caught off guard when Tom Brady went kind of like
Yeah,
straight
I was
into the
gonna compare it
broadcast
to
booth.
that. Yeah,
And people were kind of like, dang, that's kind of weird. Like, for somebody to be like a GOAT like that and just go to that kind of role, because you don't really see those guys in those roles. You know what I'm saying? So I think that kind of like threw people off guard, like trying to imagine like how Jordan would, give his feedback or just him being part of a show like that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I do believe that with the way the Inside the NBA show is changing, is that going to overlap? Like, is Jordan and Barkley going to
Damn,
appear together
imagine
and
that.
stuff? Yeah, bro. It's like I was thinking about it. I'm like, there's kind of like a lot of shakeup as far as like networks go and who's involved in what with the NBA. I wonder if that's going to open a door for them to finally hash it out,
Yeah, for
man.
real.
Yo, it's
Maybe
crazy.
that's what they're trying to keep the fans hooked.
Yeah, maybe. It's crazy, dog, because like us growing up, like 80s, 90s babies, like when we was younger, Jordan and Barkley was homies, dog. Like
Yeah,
they was
they
like
were.
best friends. They
Yep, they was in
be,
the casino
hanging out
together.
together. They have like, they'll do interviews together and stuff. Like they was homies, dog, and like they fell out. Like they not cool no more. I think what Charles Barkley said was that it was when Jordan became a owner of the Hornets or the Bobcats, whatever that terrible
Yeah.
team was. But when Jordan became the owner of that team, I guess Barkley was like criticizing him, and just Barkley's a TV analyst, so now he's talking about Jordan as an owner, and apparently Jordan didn't like that, and they kind of fell out over that.
Damn. I think it's going to be major. I think they're trying to keep everybody hooked now that them four, they're not going to be together. Barkley and Shaq
Yeah,
and
EJ and
Kenny
Kenny.
and EJ and Kenny. And it's like they're trying to keep the fans looking forward to something. That'd be crazy if he appears on that show with them or just with Barkley alone. But I did compare it to the Tom Brady crossing over into commentary. I mean, one of the greatest in the sport commentating in some form or manner. You want to hear that, just like when Eli and Peyton have Belichick on there. It's like hearing these people watch other games and give their opinions on it at the level of greatness they are is something that people look forward to.
Nah, facts. And like I said, it is going to be interesting to see if we kind of get that Barkley Jordan thing with this situation that's going on. I'm really interested in seeing Jordan like really talk basketball, like as
Mhm.
far as like modern NBA goes, and him really give his analysis. Because like you said, bro, we don't really hear that.
Mhm.
So just to kind of get inside his mind as far as like his thoughts with certain players and teams and stuff, that's going to be dope, man. Um, Yeah, since we on the topic of the NBA, man, we in the middle of playoff season right now.
Ooh.
We're gonna start dropping these clips as soon as tomorrow, so we'll be pretty much up to date. But dog, Pacers took out the Cavs in 5 games, man. I was actually in a session last night, a little creative session. We're just cooking up some vibes with a couple of the homies, and the game was on. And they was like, "Oh man, who you think's gonna win?" I'm like, and the game that I'm talking about is Pacers Cavs game 5. Pacers were up 3-1. Cavs are at home. Everybody's like, Cavs gonna push it to 6. I'm like, bro, no. This was like, and the score was like 2-0, and I'm like, bro, I've watched most of these games, pretty much all the games of the playoffs this postseason, because this postseason has been super dope, man.
Yeah, I think it's been one of the best in a minute, and that it kind of gives me hope because usually these are the best games that leads up to like whack ass conference finals series, but I think this one's leading up to whatever these teams win. It's going to be a great.
Yeah, it's going to be epic regardless, just because of the teams involved and who's already out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, like so, I'm watching Pacers Cavs game 5. Cavs are at home. Cavs number 1 seed. And the people I was with in the studio, they was like, yo, I think the Cavs going to push it to 6. I think the Pacers going to win, but the Cavs going to push it to 6. I'm like, bro, Cavs going to lose tonight, bro. Like, if you watch these games, dog, the Pacers have had the Cavs number, like, in a ridiculous fashion. Like, the way that they took them first 2 games, just, like, literally outdogged them in the fourth quarter, both games, and just took those games. It was insane. They did the same thing in the third game that they won. I mean, the Cavs got a game, but they the number 1 seed.
Yeah,
dog.
It's doing
yesterday again
is different,
bro. I think in like the second quarter they was down by like 20.
Yeah,
bro. By like, I think like the beginning of the fourth, Pacers was back up. I was like, because the dudes I was with, they're like, oh yeah, the Pacers gonna win, huh? They were getting spanked, bro. I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, they just already got their number, bro. And lo and behold, they was down by like 20 points. By the time like it's the end of the third quarter, they like tied it up. Then they was up in the fourth and basically sealed it in the last 2 minutes. Yeah. It's like, I wasn't surprised, man. I always said, and I probably said it on the podcast from the beginning, the Cavs gave me Atlanta Hawks vibes.
Yeah,
and I'm talking.
They compared them to the Atlanta Hawks.
And I'm talking about that 2010s Atlanta Hawks. That it was like they was 1 seed, 2 seed, whatever. They hit in the playoffs, but you knew they wasn't gonna do nothing because that was a regular season team.
Yep.
And that's the thing with the Cavs right now, bro. They are a regular season team. I've heard little inklings of a possibility. A small possibility, a little idea floating out there of LeBron returning to the Cavs with the team they have in place and try to make one more push under the career there.
That would be nuts.
Yeah,
I'll become a Cavs fan.
Bro, and honestly, bro, like, it really only takes LeBron to say, like, yo, I'll take a huge pay cut. Yeah. That's all it takes. All it takes is for him to accept less than what he's worth. And he could really make that happen. I mean, he could pretty much make anything happen if he decided to take less money. And speaking of Tom Brady, Jordan, all that, do you think he's dumb for always taking the max and not taking less to let them get players?
No, but I thought he's been taking pay cuts in order to get these role players that he's been wanting. I thought he was known for that.
No. He said he was willing to.
Okay,
but then
that's what I'm thinking about.
But what happened was the Lakers didn't end up sealing any deals, and they were like, and he was like, all right, then I'm taking the whole thing. You know what I mean? Which is like, bro, I'm not gonna tell somebody don't get their money, but it's that famous argument, bro. Like, you got somebody like Carmelo Anthony that went with the bag every time, but what is his legacy and how much does his legacy matter? If I'm Carmelo, I'm looking at it like, bro, I don't care what nobody thinks about me. I played in the NBA X amount of years. I was one of the greatest players, and I got super paid. The ring ain't gonna define my life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That whole, I get it as a competitive guy because I'm super competitive when it comes to stuff like that. But I'm also not like obsessed about it. You know what I'm saying? Like when you talk about Jordan and when you talk about not seeing him in shows like that and stuff. It's because he's that guy that's super intense, bro. Like you can't imagine him just like calmly talking about it, because you see him in these other interviews and stuff, and he's still like mad competitive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, OD.
And it's like, bro, I feel like they be trying to take away from LeBron just because he just didn't care about winning the most out of anything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but he still got 4. You know.
Yeah, but and he still the what's it called? The continued greatness, bro. It's definitely overlooked by the haters on the Jordan side. And I'm definitely one of those that think Jordan is better than LeBron. But I'm never gonna try and act like it's like a huge disparity or like it's disrespectful to even think it. And I'm one of those that, like, if you think LeBron is better, I don't have a valid argument to tell you you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say anything logically to disagree with somebody if they think LeBron is better than Jordan. You feel me?
Like, people always talk the championships, you know, but everybody, you can always compare the teams that Jordan beat in the finals to win the championships. But then think about LeBron and coming back from 3-1 against a 73-9 team,
bro,
in
Robert,
his hometown. Like, that's one of the craziest championships anyone could ever win.
Robert Horry got 7.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
What's his name? Bill Russell had 11. Was that how many he had? 11?
Yeah, damn near. I know it's double digits.
Like, come on. If you talking about rings is what matters, and those are the guys you need to be talking about. But nobody talks about them because people know they're not the GOATs. You know what I mean?
I think with the possibility of, you know, the Mavs got the number 1 pick and the possibility of Giannis finally being open to leaving Milwaukee, the teams that stand today are not going to be the teams that stand next season for the playoffs. So it's going to be a team that really mixes it up and does something major, makes a major move that's actually going to make a difference in the playoffs next year. Because these are young teams that are playing.
Nah, facts.
You know, these are young teams that are dominating right now.
And the crazy thing right now is, like, there's so much like mobility and so many good players on so many teams, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the NBA is like pretty insane right now. It's like it's honestly like on a different level. And even the way that things have been going is like they were having that big conversation about the NBA losing fans, and we've talked about it recently, just them having to change the format of the season maybe. But when it comes to the playoffs, especially this year, they're definitely hitting it out the park, bro. Like, we still not even in the conference finals, and it's like we looking at possibly seeing the Pacers and the Knicks in the conference finals because Tatum went down. He already had they didn't even announce what happened to Tatum. They just announced that he had the surgery, bro,
and he's out. That
was insane. Like the way they kept that under wraps, and then once it came out, it was like, yeah, he already had the surgery. Like that's bro. That's a super sad situation there, dog. I've said it on the podcast, not a fan of Jason Tatum as far as like a top 10 or top 5 player. Not a fan of the Celtics and their brand of basketball. But, bruh, seeing a dude go down in his prime in what's probably going to be the last season of that team because they got so much money on the books that there's no way they're coming back.
That team's not coming back.
And for him to go down like that, bro, and them having to kind of enter like a rebuild in that kind of state and just uncertainty, and he's 27, so it's like when he comes back, like what age, you know what I'm saying? Like he's in his prime. Is he 27 or is he going to be 27 when he comes back? Let me just confirm because I don't really remember what his age is exactly.
But a lot of players has come back from major.
Yeah, he is 27 right now.
He is 27.
So basically, he's 27. This kind of injury, you can come back in a year, but you're not necessarily you. Well, until KD like 2 years later.
KD came back without missing a beat.
No, he came back without missing a beat. Like he missed a little beat because you always have that first year where you're kind of whipping yourself back into shape. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and KD was a little. His numbers dipped a little, but he's a little different because
didn't Steph have that too?
No, he had ankle problems, but he never had the Achilles. The ACL, or the Achilles or anything. But dog, him going down like this and not knowing that you're not going to see him 100% him again for another 2 years. He's going to be 29, 30 by then. who knows like how he's gonna bounce back? Because even though a lot of players bounce back right nowadays, which KD's one of the ones that I was like, bro, I was skeptical about that one. But he's 7 foot with that kind of injury. Just the track record is not good, bro. For Tatum, it might be a little better. He's a little smaller dude. He's a little younger, so it might work out. But I mean, you still talking about a climb back, even just getting your team back to that level, especially like missing him for a year, bro.
Yeah, because they're gonna have to build a team around him being on the bench. They can't trade him while he's
exactly,
on the bench.
bro. It's just, man, it's super unfortunate. It sucks for that franchise and the fans, dog. That's something you never want to see, man. That's real terrible, man.
Yeah. All seriousness aside, though, the side-to-side clip of Paul Pierce going down the wheelchair and Jason Tatum going down the wheelchair, and they said Jason Tatum can't do nothing original.
Oh my God, I didn't even see that. That's OD.
I'm sorry, I felt bad. Like, all serious aside, that was funny though.
That's crazy though, because in this case, Jason Tatum did the real one.
Yeah, for real.
Because Paul Pierce said that he had to take a shit when he went to do his. He's like, man, I'm gonna be honest, I had to take a shit. Like, dirtbag.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Internet.
Yeah. So you got that going on in the East. I know you going for the Knicks against the Pacers.
Knicks are up right
man.
now in the second quarter as we speak.
Yeah. That's gonna be a tough series. Knicks Pacers, bro. I have to see them play like a game and a half for me to really say which way it goes. I really can't call it either way right now.
Halliburton's nice, man. Halliburton's nice. He's a playmaker. He knows how to come through and lift up the team and keep them playing.
The thing is, the Knicks got more stars. Yeah. Like the Cavs, they have Mitchell, and that's it.
Yeah,
Garland is streaky. Jarrett Allen's a role player. Mobley's a defensive guy. That's why I didn't like them from the beginning, bro. All y'all got is Donovan Mitchell, and y'all hoping Garland fills that second slot.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna happen. And it didn't happen like you've seen. But with the Pacers, they got guys I like. Hey, yo, they got Nembhard. They got Buddy Neesmith that was on the Celtics. Matter of fact, that I didn't like when they let him go, and it looks like he should have still been on the Celtics. The Pacers, I like that team, man. Their center, his name escapes me right now, but the dude that he could shoot threes too, like, and he's a tough inside player. It's Miles Bridges, I think is his name. I might be tripping. Miles Turner, there we go. But yeah, I like that team, but dog, you talking about the Knicks got Jalen Brunson, they got Cat. You know what I'm saying? They got
Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart.
Yeah, they got Bridges that's playing good. OG, like
Anunoby.
I think it's just too much firepower, like, and just they're just a little better.
And they got Hart.
Exactly, and they're
Not
dogs
just Josh
too.
Hart.
They're dogs too. Like it's a whole different situation, man. Like I could really see it going 7 games or going either way. Like
it's crazy. A lot of people think we have a better chance against the Pacers than we did the Cavs.
Yeah, I think that was just on paper, and I think it was because maybe no. I think it was the Pacers that gave. So the Pacers gave the Cavs trouble during the regular season, and the Cavs gave the Knicks trouble during the regular season.
We didn't beat any of the top teams in the playoffs. We went 0-4. We lost.
But this is the playoffs. This is different. I never give any stock to the season. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The season record, because it's like, bro, there's players that take it to another level in the playoffs, and you can't account for that on a random Tuesday on NBA TV. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, it just don't work like that.
Playoff energy different.
Facts. But the West, bro, the West kind of wide open too. You got Denver looking a little,
that Nuggets and Thunder down. Series is crazy too.
Yep, 3-2 right now. Denver's trying to push it to 7. That's gonna be interesting. I'm rooting for Denver, but I could see OKC pulling it out.
Yeah, I would like to see Russ get close to it. At least
me too, man. I want to see Russ get a ring, man. In the West right now, that's my only story I'm invested in. Yeah. The Nuggets winning, so Russ could get the ring and shut everybody up. Even Aaron Gordon had to address some comments that Ramona Shelburne put out, that saying that people on the team are saying Russ is immature and that they can't stand dealing with him and stuff. And he addressed it like, bro, we love Russ. We like a family. He's been like a loved guy in the locker room. Like, they keep having to defend this dude. Like, bro, like, this dude is a NBA first ballot Hall of Famer, a great player. he's made every team he's been on better. Like when you really when you don't just go with the narrative and really look at the numbers, he makes every team he's been on better. So, man, I really do want to see Russ win. If they don't win, I wouldn't mind seeing the Timberwolves get a too early one. And what I mean by too early one is like, doesn't feel like the Timberwolves should win this year. Seems like they need a little more seasoning. But with the way Steph Curry going down, Jason Tatum going down, that's two big people that are out of the playoffs that you don't got to worry about. Luka's already gone.
Steph's got a chance to come back if they could extend the series a little bit.
Yeah, and Jimmy Butler's faltering a little bit. But it's like, bro, they brought him in there to be a very, 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 very excellent second option. And now he's the first option. So it's like you can't get mad when, this is not the role he's there for, bro.
Yeah, he said the game's a lot easier when Steph's in.
And I was literally going right in that direction. Like, dog, when you got the best shooter of all time on the court with you, where everybody's worried about him, it's a lot easier to get your game going. Easily. Reminds me of Juju and Antonio Brown. Remember? Juju went out, wanted to be a number one wide receiver. It's like, yeah, bro, it's kind of not easy because you in the NFL and you a good receiver, but it's a little easier when you got AB on the other side, and AB is like pound for pound, like might be the best receiver of all time type shit,
Definitely.
So it's like when you got Steph out there, the game comes a little easier than when Steph is gone and they're literally just zoning in on you. You the only one that they worried about.
You'll be able to make plays. I think that's exactly what the strategy when they picked up Jimmy Butler. They put him in a position where he can make his plays and be that type of player. Yep. But when he's the main focus and they're locking him down, and he's not gonna be able to do any of that.
Yeah, hopefully they can eke this one out. But I wouldn't be mad to see the Timberwolves take it. Thanks. But we gonna transition out of the sports talk. We pretty much hit everything we wanted to talk about until next time, because I'm definitely excited about the NBA and what's going to continue happening.